divisions.
And a good afternoon, Ted Langell, live from the Yuba-Sutter Fair 2022, where today you can get free admission. We are down in the livestock area, and this is where the livestock
colored division
judging is continuing here.
Exhibited by Kendall Dillaboo, and your reserve champion Charlie Hyatt. And then representing your slick shorn division, your champion is exhibited by Marina McPherson, and your reserve champion, Jason Amaral. At this time, I'd also like to thank our sponsors for our overall 4-H champion banners, Daniel Gaines Insurance Agency, Al and Joanna Lasaga, and Hilbert Incorporated. Thank you very much.
And here we are. Hoping everything is good with you today, and while it may be a little hot, it is cool in other parts of the fair here, and they do have, let's actually get this where my hand is not in the way, they actually have, if you can see over my shoulder, for the audience, there's a fan that has water blowing on it, kind of a misty sort of thing. These are some of the finer steers that have been shown today, and I believe at other parts of the competition here. These are 4-H members from all over Yuba-Sutter. This young man has won a championship at one point in time or another. And off they go. Around the ring once more as the judges here observe what's going on and make their evaluations. That is the cooling device I told you about a few minutes ago, and it is keeping people cool, both in the ring and out. In spite of the heat, which is climbing into the mid-90s, headed for 101 or 102 later today.
Ready to tie to our champion 4-H in reserve and third overall steer. Please put your hand, believing in the process and enduring probably one of our highest input points in history to date. And so again, I think you're going to be rewarded for this experience once you exit the show ring. Just to go back through again, I think these cattle are really good, but to go through what I see in just each one of these divisions as we start to relate them to each other. The slick steer division, we just talked about that steer within class. I love his athleticism. I think that steer, he is the most right in terms of his structure. I think he balances up just beautifully from the profile there. You get behind him, he has just a tremendous amount of natural shape to his upper hip, and he carries that down into his stifle. Just tweak him a little bit just in terms of cover. That steer needed to have just a shade more finish in my opinion. I still think he's okay from a grading standpoint. I just needs to have just a little bit more to make push him up a little bit higher within that category. Young lady who came out of our AOC division, this steer is beautiful from the profile. He's got a nice coat of hair on him. He just balances up so nice there from the side. I think he's a big-footed type of a steer. You get your hands on him. For his weight bracket, I think this steer's freshness, his consistency of handle is very good. We set him into motion. Maybe his one little limitation, in my opinion, he wants to push up into his top line. His hind leg needs to coordinate with just a notch more comfort as we go. A little criticism on a really nice steer. And then we get to our black division. I think this steer is very intriguing, and I think it's very interesting in the fact that, most often our champion will just put all the totals together. But what I think is the most interesting is he is the best in every area. This is your heaviest muscle steer. This is your best body steer, and this is your best built steer, and as a result of that, he's going to be your champion steer. Reserve black steer jumps out here, and I think he fits into the mix, and he darn sure, if we generalize him again, he's a good-bodied, heavy muscle type of a steer. Maybe not near the balance as the two steers directly behind him, but again, I think that's good real-world cattle. The one I like next best is your slick steer. He's going to be reserve.
So here we have the selections of various steers from FFA members around the area, and they will have the select champion selection going on at 7 o'clock tonight. That's where the steers will be exhibited along with swine and goats and sheep. That's happening tonight right here from this ring at 7 o'clock. It is part of the Junior Livestock Show here at the Yuba-Sutter Fair. I'm Ted Langdell, and we will be back with another report at some time later this afternoon. And then, of course, at 7 o'clock, not just from here, but we'll also be doing the Yuba-Sutter, the Miss Yuba-Sutter and Miss Teen Yuba-Sutter pageant coming up from the community stage. So 2 live streams going on.
For third overall, things get very, very close between our AOC steer and our reserve slick steer. I think both of those steers we talked about, maybe just tweak them a little bit in terms of their hind leg and how they want to just set down on their rear foot there. I think the differences between the cattle are one steer's got just a shade more muscle. He's a little bigger bodied. The other steer probably profiles just a little bit neater, and I think he's just awesome in terms of his handle. I like that AOC steer to be your third overall. Congratulations to you, young lady.